8, an ordinance of the City of Oakridge approving a zone map amendment from Light Industrial District 1-3 to Mixed Use District M-1 District on tax lot number 00300, 00600, and 01400 of tax map 21-35-22-20 in Oakridge, Lynn County, Oregon.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry.
No, that's quite right. So, Mayor and Council, the property is currently vacant and was part of a purchase of the industrial park, but is separated by Highway 58. And the city sold the property to Matt Ultimus in April of 2016. Due to the topography and proximity to the Lima River, the property owner of said tax lot has requested a zone change from light industrial to mixed use. Mr. Ultimus desires to use his property for outdoor recreation and tourist-based business. The intended use is for camping area / campground, tiny home / treehouse, RV park to include such amenities as a zip line and botanical garden. For said uses, Mr. Ultimus would be required to revisit the planning staff and/or planning commission for a minor and/or major site plan review, depending upon the proposed buildings and the layout of the properties. The district change can be granted by City Council according to Section 32.01 of the Oakridge zoning ordinance, after a second public hearing on the issue. The City Council should, by motion, the Planning Commission should by motion make a recommendation to this body for that consideration. And that would be to now. So we go ahead and open the public hearing.
Okay, I open the public hearing. Okay, staff report?
Sorry, so statements in.
He gave the staff.
Statement in favor? Are there statements in favor?
My name is Stephen Ball, 76482 Cedar Street. I think that I've personally, when I worked for the city, patrolled down along that area on foot, and I found that area to be ideal for a camping area. I thought the city should get into that business, but if Mr. Ultimus is getting into that business, I think it'd be a great opportunity for the city to bring in some tourism, and I congratulate Mr. Ultimus for the purchase of that property.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, I had a presentation, a PowerPoint, but there's a lot of people, and I don't think it's the best for me to take everybody's time up. But basically, just gave the overview of, the tree houses and zip lines and how it'll bring, jobs and tourism to Oakridge, just being a good thing. But since it's such a crowded room, I don't, it'd take me a little bit to get it up and present, which I could give you guys in the future when I bring in a site plan. For you guys in the future when I bring in a site plan, but I probably won't, do it, I guess, now. But yeah, I did purchase the property from the city a couple years ago, and then the project was halted because of the access to the property was closed from the Forest Service prior. Before I purchased it, they let me know it was in the agenda to close it. But since then, we purchased the property next to it, which gave us access. So now we can proceed with the project, and we have investors on board, and it's going to be a good thing for Oakridge. This is the steps of the zoning change to make sure we're, doing the proper businesses under the proper zoning. Yeah, and I guess I just appreciate you guys for all your effort and energy towards Oakridge. And if you have any questions,
Gary?
So, Mr. Optimus, this is a ecologically fragile area. It's a wetland, it's a flood zone, and yeah.
Mayor?
Are you?
Point of order. I think council, the questions would be more appropriate after they finish the hearing.
Okay.
Yeah, this is for in favor right now.
Yep, okay.
Okay. Statement in favor? Don.
I'd like to go on the record that I was part of the council at the time when Matt bought the property. I've seen all the plans and heard his presentation for what he wanted to do with it, and I agreed with it then, and I still agree with it now.
It sounds like a great opportunity for maybe even educating some of the youth and keeping them busy and out of trouble. I think it sounds like a great idea.
Statement in favor? Statement in general? Statement in general? Statement in general? Statement in opposition?
Well, is this appropriate time here?
No, you'll be able to, all your questions when you get into the discussion piece,
Okay.
and then you can
All right.
get them in.
Statement in opposition? Statement in opposition? Okay, we'll close the public hearing now.
Council discussion.
Okay, council discussion. Garrett.
So, sounds like a good idea, but at the time you bought the property, the council did not agree to sell it to you to put in a recreation park, as I recall. And since it's a flood zone, or part of it's a flood zone, how do you intend to deal with that?
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, the RV park part of it is not going to be a very big part of it. Most of it is tree houses and composting toilets, and the design is an eco-friendly design. That's like one of the main attraction points that we want to do, is kind of like almost like kind of off the grid in a way. And then we do plan on staff, having employees and staffing. So we wanted to, at least have a couple RV spaces available. And I have, contacted the state and the wetlands. There's a couple different departments, and they have basic requirements that a person has to do in order to do those things. And certain, like for bathrooms, a pump station, and there has to be a certain float in the pump station if it ever went underground, underwater. But with my this has been a long plan, probably a 15-year plan or longer. With my traveling around the world, all the islands and all the places that have these things, there's pump stations near beaches in San Diego. They're all over the place. It's a very, it's dialed in pretty safe to where things are. And then I guess my main answer to your question, which is a good one, is our plan is to be minimal. It's not like going to be just a big RV park and something that could be damaging or dangerous towards water. And the appropriate agencies would be all over that if it was. And mainly the above ground stuff that's light impact. We do plan on doing a trail system, botanical garden, which, bringing in mostly native plants and stuff, and labeling and stuff, kind of having a walk. Would be, on the grounds, and then of course any potential flooding areas would be very sensitive. Probably wouldn't be touched at all, just typically.
So you recognize that you're going to have more regulatory hoops to jump through, and you're not counting on this council having sold you the property, that's giving you authorization to do this. You're not going to come back and say, well, you sold me the property, now I can't do it.
No.
You're not going to do that.
It's very possible that you guys do approve a zoning change, which is all we're basically doing at this point, and I could be shut down by some governing agency and it's possible that.
You're willing to take that chance?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
James.
So Matt, I remember this deal, and I thought I would fall over dead before you ever got this far. So I'm pleased you're here now. So you're meeting all the riparian problems that are going to be there. And as I recall, the person that attempted to buy this property ahead of you was asking for this very same zone change, if I remember correctly. Randy?
I don't remember the zone change exactly, but yes, there was a process that was initiated.
It's gonna be multi-use, recreation or something. So now, I just have a question on tax lot 300, this little tiny one up here in the corner. Is, can you tell me what you got planned for that?
So the reason for the zoning change on that one, which would, you know, save money and costs and taxes, if I didn't do it, it was, we planned to do a zip line start from a tree that's on that land. So I wanted to make it appropriate zoning for it. So yeah.
Okay, good, thank you, appreciate it.
Anybody else? Oh, Kathy, sorry.
I think this is a great plan, and thank you for having the answers to the questions you knew we were going to ask. So I appreciate that. I do have a question. What is between 300 and 600? Is that another owner?
No, that's it's a piece in the county, so
Oh,
it's
it's a piece
a
in the
county zone change.
Oh, okay. So you'll be pursuing, well, you can't, you don't own it.
I do own it.
You do own
Yeah.
it. Okay, so that's their deal.
Yeah.
Not our deal. Okay. That's how you're gonna do a zip line from that to and over it. Okay, got it. Just checking. No, I think this is really great, Matt. I'm excited to be able to say yes to the zone and see how you proceed.
So I have a bloody nose.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Josh, what's the
Judy?
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Anyway, what I was gonna say is, I went back to April 7th, 2016, and this is the minutes where Don made the motion and I seconded, and I'm glad that you have gotten as far as you have in 2 years.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
I'm not
working hard on it.
There you go.
Okay. Now what's next?
Would somebody like to entertain a motion?
Kathy?
I move that we read ordinance 928 by title only. Ordinance 928, an ordinance of the City of Oakridge approving a zone map amendment from Light Industrial District 1, is that I1?
Yeah, I1.
I1 to Mixed Use District MU District on tax lots 00300, 00600, and 1400 of tax map 21-35-22-20 in Oakridge, Lane County, Oregon.
I'll second.
Okay. Okay. It's been moved and seconded. Josh, did you second it?
Yes, I second.
Okay. Call for the vote, or is there any more discussion? Call for the vote.
Counselor Gobelman,
Aye.
Counselor Carl,
Aye.
Oh, hold on.
Sorry.
Do I need to say that second part?
Nope, we're good. Go ahead. Because we have another motion right after this.
Right.
We're good. Go ahead.
Counselor Appa,
Aye.
Counselor McMillan,
Aye.
Counselor Holston,
Aye.
Mayor Rowland,
Aye.
Counselor Forcom,
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry, motion passed.
Mayor, before you do the next motion, I just want to explain, so you will see in this next motion is we're asking to pass it in a single meeting so that it can be effective in 30 days. And the only way that that can occur is it has to be a unanimous vote for this to occur. Otherwise, if it's not, then it would be, then we would have to bring it back for another meeting. So.
Okay. Kathy?
So I move that we adopt ordinance 928 in a single meeting and that it be effective 30 days after its enactment.
I hear a second? Paul? Been moved and seconded. Any more questions? Call for vote.
Counselor McMillan,
Aye.
Counselor Corkum,
Aye.
Counselor Holston,
Aye.
Counselor Gobelman,
Aye.
Counselor Carl,
Aye.
Mayor Rowland,
Aye.
Counselor Alpha,
Aye.
Motion passes.